Alright, good day everyone. It's me, Abu Michael, aka Abu Miki, your online tutor, and I want to look at a very sensitive topic in maths. It's called a simultaneous equation. I trust you already know that to solve simultaneous equation, you will need to use either elimination method or substitution method. Well, except you want to maybe draw a graph, you can draw graphs, then get values for x and y, or you can use put them in matrix form and get your answer. These are basically the four ways of solving simultaneous equation. I will be addressing elimination method and substitution method in this my class. Please pay attention to the rules because I will not repeat myself, and you can pause the video to write the rules down, then follow us or follow me gradually as we try to make sense out of this topic, simultaneous equation. If you want to solve simultaneous equation by elimination method, the rule to follow is a simple one. Now, the coefficient of your variable can have the same sign, and sometimes they can have different sign. Well, if they have the same sign and the same value, you will do a subtraction, equation 1 minus equation 2, or equation 2 minus equation 1. It doesn't matter which one you do, you get the answer eventually. Now, if the coefficients have the same value but different sign, you will add equation 1 to equation 2. If you look at the question I have before me, the coefficient of x is 1 in the first equation and 1 in the second equation. They both have a plus sign, meaning the coefficient of x in the first equation is plus 1, the coefficient of x in the second equation is plus 1 also. Since they have the same sign and the same value, I will do a subtraction. I will either say equation 2 minus equation 1 or equation 1 minus equation 2. Now, if let's say we want to eliminate y, you will observe that in the first equation the coefficient of y is plus 1, and the second equation the coefficient of y is minus 1. Now, because they have the same value 1 but different sign, a plus and a minus, we are going to add equation 1 and 2 together to get our variable. And I hope you know when we say variable in mathematics, we are referring to an unknown. Alright, let's get down to business very quickly. I want to eliminate x, and to eliminate x, we are going to say equation 2 minus equation 1 or equation 1 minus equation 2. So guys, let me quickly take the first one, equation 1 minus equation 2. So if we say equation 1 minus equation 2, the first x minus the second x will give us 0. So x has been eliminated. Now I'll pick the first value, y, then I'll put a subtraction sign, then I'll write the next value that is there. It happens to be minus y is equal to 5 minus, that is what we said we would do, equation 1 minus equation 2. It happens that the value there is minus 1, so we'll write minus 1 for that equation, or for that side rather. Y plus y will become 2y, and 5 minus minus 1 will become 6. When we divide both sides by 2, we get y to be 3 eventually. Now, since y is 3, we can get x with either equation 1 or equation 2. If you use equation 1 and you plug it in, you will find out that x will give us the value of 2. If you also plug it in equation 2, you will find out that x is still giving us a value of 2. Well, let me show you quickly how this came about. I hope you have written this one already because I'm wiping it off. Alright, so let's see how to get x. Please pardon me, it's going to take a while for this board to get totally cleaned up. Alright, to get x, we'll say since y is 3, if I use equation 1, I'll be having x plus 3 is equal to 5. Then x will be 5 minus 3. And 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. If I'm not using equation 1 and I use equation 2, then I have x minus 3 is equal to minus 1. Then x is minus 1 plus 3. Now whichever way we do it, we're going to be getting 2 for equation for the value of x. I believe this is simple enough. Alright, permit me to eliminate y. I'll be taking another example in another class, or I can just take everything in this class. I don't want my videos to be long. Alright, let me just eliminate y so that you can see. Guys, watch again. Let's say, for example, you decided to eliminate y first. You observe that y coefficient in the first equation is plus 1, in the second equation is minus 1. Now, because they have the same value and different sign, what we are going to do is to add both equations. So anytime you see a question like that, that is what you should do, my friends. Alright, since I'm eliminating y, I'll be adding equation 1 plus equation 2. So equation 1, I add it to equation 2. Now x in the first equation plus x in the second equation will give us 2x. Alright, if I add y in the first equation and I add it to the minus y in the second equation, that will give us 0. Then everything will be equal to 5 plus minus 1 in the second equation, and that will give us 4. So at the end of the day, we'll be getting to x is equal to 4. When we divide both sides by 2, we'll get x is equal to 2. If we plug in the value of y, definitely in either equation 1 or 2, we are going to be getting y to be 3. So you see, to use the elimination method is pretty simple if you have a question like this. But let's say the question take a different turn and we have a different question. I will put it on the board for you to see very soon. So I believe you have written this down. So I'll just wipe this and I'll take the second one. Now, because of time, I'll just solve. Once I get x and y, you can try out the other one yourself and see how it will go out for you. What I'm saying is, let's say I eliminated x in the first instance, I will not be eliminating y in the second instance. I'll just use an example. You can try the other method yourself. Now see, we have, say, if we have x plus y is equal to 2, and we have, say, 2x minus y is equal to 1. If you see a question like this, you have to be smart to choose the fastest way for you. You can decide to eliminate x, except that in this question, x will be very hard to eliminate now, except we do something to it. But if you look at y, you will see that the coefficient for y in the first equation is a plus 1, while the coefficient of y in the second equation is a minus 1. Now, since the coefficients in both equations have the same value, but different sign, it will be faster for me if we add equation 1 and 2. So when we add equation 1 and 2, we'll be having x plus 2x. So we have x in the first equation plus 2x in the second equation. If we have y plus minus y, I'm doing this because of space, we get 0, then everything will be equal to 2 plus 1. So finally we are going to be having 3x is equal to 3. but we'll divide both sides by 3. We're going to get x to be 1. Now that x is 1, the value of y can now be found using either equation 1 or 2. Please, you cannot use you cannot use both equations at the same time. You have to choose the one that will be faster for you. So the smartest move here will be to choose equation 1 to get y. It will be very easy to use 1. Well, if you want to use 2, you still will get y. You still will get y. You know, some guys or some people don't like having minus in their formula or in their equation. It kind of confuses them. So the fastest or the best option will be to choose the first equation. So don't forget, we got x to be 1, I guess. I think, yeah, we got x to be 1. So x plus y is equal to 2. Since x is 1 plus y is equal to 2, so y ends up as 1 also. Now if you use equation 2, 2 bracket 1 minus y is equal to 1. 2 minus y is equal to 1. Well, when you get to an equation like this, what I love to do is, I love to give my variable or my unknown a positive sign. It makes my work kind of easy. So to make minus y positive, I'll move it to the right. Then I'll bring the one that is on my right hand side to the left hand side. So I'll end up having 2 minus 1 is equal to y. Then y ends up as 1 eventually. So when you want to use elimination method, look for a variable that have the same value with the same sign or the same value with different sign. But there are instances where the variable does not have the same value and the same sign. So I'll be addressing that one in my next question. So please, while I rub off the board, just hold on. I will be through in a jiffy. My eraser tool here is not a very big one. It's a very, very small one. I don't know what's wrong with all these guys. They should just make it big for everybody to use. They should make it big so that we can just clean with one click. Alright. Now let's say I have a 3x plus y is equal to 2 and x plus 3y is equal to 14. Now if we check the variables for x, in the first equation the variable is 3. The coefficient of x is 3. In the second equation the coefficient of x is 1. They are not the same. In the first equation the coefficient of y is plus 1 and the coefficient of y in the second equation is a plus 3. So whichever way we look at it, we'll see that both variables don't have the same value. So in questions like this, if you still choose to use elimination method, then you can do something to it. If you want to make equation 2 to have a value of, say, coefficient of 3, so that it will be the same with the first one, then I should multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of x in the second equation, which is 1. Then I multiply equation 2 by the coefficient of x in the first equation, which is 3. Now because of space I have to write it like this. Now if you do this, we end up having 3x plus y is equal to 2. Then 3x plus 9y is equal to 14 times 3, that will be 42. Okay. Now it will be very easy to eliminate x now because they both have the same value and the same sign. So guys, remember we can either use equation 1 minus equation 2 or equation 2 minus equation 1. Now if you don't like having a negative answer when you solve, then your best option will be equation 2 minus equation 1. Because in equation 2 we have a 9,1 as a big value, 9y as a big value, and y as a small one, 42 as a big value, and 2 as a small value. So if we say equation 2 minus equation 1, you'll have 9y minus y is equal to 42 minus 2. 8y is equal to 40, then y ends up as 5. Okay, so y ends up as 5. Let me just, I don't want to rub the question off. Okay, let me just take it back. Y ends up as 5. Let me just rub this part off. Now since y is 5, then we can get x. So guys, y is equal to 5. So to get x, I can use equation 1 or equation 2. If we use 1, I'll be using just one equation now. If we use 1, we'll see that we are going to have 3x plus 5 is equal to 2. 3x will be 2 minus 5. 3x will be equal to minus 3. Now obviously if we divide this whole thing, divide both sides by 3, we're going to end up having we're going to end up having x to be minus 1. My x look like k there. Sorry guys, I'm trying to be fast here. So that value is x, is not a k, so 3x is equal to minus 3, then x ends up as minus 1. So x will be minus 3 all over 3, then x is equal to minus 1. In my next slide, in my next video, I'll be showing you how to use substitution method to solve simultaneous equation. If you have questions you want to ask concerning simultaneous equation, you have an equation that you want to solve and the simultaneous equation, you can please pass it. You can pass it to my mail. You can put it in the comment section. Then we can look at it together and make sense out of it. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you in my next slide. Thank you.